I'm so glad to see you back here at South Langley Kids Church at home. My name's Sarah, and my friend Kaylee has such an exciting lesson for us this week. She is teaching us all about Gideon and how God is always with us. Let's check it out.
Hello everyone, welcome to South Langley Kids Church at home. My name is Kaylee and I'm so excited to be here with you today. Last week we learned that God is for us. We learned about Rahab and the Israelite spies. The Israelite spies were scouting out Jericho when they had to hide. Rahab saved them because she knew that the Israelites' God was the true God. Rahab knew that God was with her and for her, just like God is for us. God is always with us, through the bad times and through the good times. Sometimes though, it doesn't feel like God is with us, especially when life is super hard. Gideon, a man in the Bible, knew what that felt like. Gideon felt all alone, and it was really hard for him at first to see that God was in fact with him. Let's see what Gideon's up to. Last week, we left God's people, the Israelites, getting ready to capture Jericho and enter the Promised Land. In today's true Bible story, we find God's people in a mess. Remember how I told you that the people living in the Promised Land worshipped idols and fake gods? Well, after they took over the land, some of God's people started worshiping the idols too. God didn't like that, so he let his people be conquered by the Midianites, a bunch of really mean warriors. The Midianites stole all the crops the Israelites grew and brought in their own animals to eat all the grass. God's people were nearly starving. If they were able to grow a little grain, they had to hide it right away so the Midianites didn't take it. That's where we meet up with today's main Bible character, a guy named Gideon. We find Gideon threshing wheat in the bottom of a wine press, hiding his little bit of grain from the Midianites. Threshing is a way of separating the good parts of the wheat from the rest. Normally, threshing is done outdoors, so the wind can carry away the parts you don't need. But Gideon was so scared of the Midianites that he was trying to thresh down inside a wine press. A wine press was kind of like a well in the ground. While he was threshing, an angel of the Lord appeared and said to Gideon, "Mighty hero, the Lord is with you." Mighty hero? Gideon? This guy, the guy hiding in a wine press? Gideon said to the angel, "If the Lord is with us, why has all this happened to us? Where are the miracles our ancestors told us about? The Lord has abandoned us and handed us over to the Midianites." Today, we're learning that God is always with you. But Gideon was confused. He wondered why God wasn't helping him in this hard situation. When is the time you felt like Gideon, maybe? You know, alone, abandoned? I'm pretty sure we've all felt like Gideon, alone and abandoned. Gideon may have felt abandoned by God, but that's all it was, a feeling. It wasn't fact, because God was still right there with Gideon. God's angel said to Gideon, "Go with the strength you have and rescue Israel from the Midianites. I'm sending you." I bet Gideon was thinking, "What? Me?" He said "But Lord, how can I rescue Israel? My clan is the weakest and I'm the least in my entire family." The Lord answered, "I will be with you." Hey, that's what we're learning today. God is always with you. That night, God told Gideon to go out and destroy the idols that were near his father's house, and then build an altar to God. An altar was like a little monument for God, sometimes made out of stones or wood. Let's destroy some idols. The next morning, when people saw what had happened to the idols, they suspected Gideon. They went to his father and said, "Bring out your son. We're going to kill him for destroying the altar of Baal." Baal was one of their fake gods. But Gideon's father said, "Let Baal defend himself." When the people saw that Baal didn't do anything, they realized he was fake and turned back to the true God. Well, it was time for the battle with the Midianites. So Gideon called all of his men together. Gideon looked at his army and it was a sorry sight. There weren't all that many men and the Midianite army was huge. Then God did a weird thing. He told Gideon, "You have too many warriors. If you fight and win, You'll boast that it was because of your own strength. So send home anyone who's afraid to fight. Gideon told the men that anyone who was afraid could leave, and 22,000 men went home. Let's wave goodbye to them. Bye! Have a safe journey home! That just left 10,000 men. But God said it was still too many. He said to take the remaining men down to the stream and would test them depending on how they drank water. Let's see what that's all about. Now, some of the men drink water by cupping in their hands and lapping it like a dog, like this. Other men drink by kneeling down and drinking with their mouths in the stream. In Gideon's army, 300 men drank from their hands. The rest drank with their mouths in the storm. God said to keep the ones who drank from their hands and send the others home. The rest of the story happens at night. That night, God said to Gideon, "Get up, go down into the Midianite camp, for I've given you victory over them." Gideon gave each man in his army a ram's horn. We don't have any horns, so we'll just have to pretend like this. Gideon also gave each man a torch. Then he told them to yell, "A sword for the Lord and a sword for Gideon." The Midianites rushed around in a panic, trying to escape. God caused them to fight against each other, and look, they're running away. They're trying to escape. We have the victory. Wow, what a story. Gideon won the battle because God was with him all the way. God is always with you too. Gideon didn't think he was up to the challenge of defeating the Midianites, but God was with him and made it possible. What challenges are you facing right now where you need God's help? No matter what challenge or hard time you're facing in your life, remember, God is always with you. He loves you and will always be with you here at Make Your Fun Factory and everywhere you go. Let's thank God for always being with us. Father, thank you that you're always with us. Thank you that you're with us when life is going great and when life is not going so great. Thank you that you love us so much and that we can always ask you for help. Help us remember this as we go throughout this next week and encounter life's challenges. Amen. Thanks for joining me today, guys. Don't forget that God is always with us. You can look in the description of this video for more questions to do at home. Or go to southlangleychurch.com/kids to get a super fun activity guide. We can't wait to see you next week.